Okay folks, so we're going to be doing a tie rod, end link, whatever you want us to call it from where you're from, on a Bmw 1 Series. Now this is the track rod end, outer tie rod, whatever, as I say, whichever you want to call it. So we're going to be changing this because there's a bit of play in the socket, and I'll get you guys in to show you guys basically what it is entailed to change your end links. So right on, we have a 21mm up here, which we're going to be cleaning up the threads before we even try and whiz them out, because it usually gets bound up, then it spins up through the thing, and you have to put the jack underneath here, push it back up and take it back out. And then we got a Torex just here. Can't remember what the size was now. On this one it's a T45. On the end links just here. I don't know if I can get you guys up in here, look. There you go. There's your end link. So we're going to win WD-40 this, GT85, whichever, what you want to use. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blowtorch and heat this all up to shock it. So I'll get you guys caught up once I've done a bit of that, and I'll show you guys what we're doing. Pry bar pushing down, we managed to successfully remove the 21mm, and then push it down. And that'll do that with the track tie rod. And what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it over so we're focused on this end and that end as well. So, whichever position you want to see. But I want to see, if I start cracking on this, that this end's turning as well. Because if you don't and you snap it, you have to get an angle grinder and you have to slice up the centre and slice up here very, very carefully, not to go all the way through. Then with a chisel, bust it open, split it open, and remove the tie rod that way. It is a bit of a headache, some of these, I will grant you. So do as I say, take your time, lubricate it, heat it, and make sure that you just as I say, just take your time. Otherwise, sometimes, as I say, it's just quicker just to zip it across there with an angle grinder and be done with it. So what I'm going to do here is, where these tags are, I'm just going to put a big sort of pry bar in there and just tweak them about, just to open them up a bit. And then I'm going to spray all down in there with WD-40, and I'm going to put the heat lamp on there. Not the heat lamp, but a butane gas. It's nothing special. We're just going to boil it and keep penetrating fluid on it, and hopefully it'll just break free and come loose. And once that happens, then you're in the good. If not, like I said, you've got a cut down there and it gets a bit of a headache. Okay, so after a few choice words with this car, and the mole grips kept slipping on this shaft, this was well and truly heffing tight. So yeah, we managed to get it undone using a pair of pipe Crocs and everything else. And that was on there like that. I had the pipe thing, or you can use a pipe Crocs, or you can use a pair of mole grips across here and really lean into it. But yeah, this was by far one of the worst sides that I've done on the BMW, other than to cutting it. But yeah, no, nonetheless, it's off, it's done. Let's just move on from it. They are a nightmare to do and whatnot. So I've counted from here to here 31¼ turns, which is what we need to do, is to screw that back on 31¼ turns. That'll kind of give us our tracking back to where it was when we started. And once we get to the alignment station and everything else, it should be somewhat quite near, and we're not going to be there all day while they're messing about. So at the end of the day, now it's on to putting a new one in it and moving on. Okay, so we're going with an FAI part number, and these are side dependent. So this has got an L written on it. The other side had an R for obvious reasons. And just to take that into account when you're doing this job and everything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to start about there, and we're going to count 31 back on and get it back up to here. Or otherwise, what you can do is you can mark it with a bit of Tip-X, run it off, and then you can run it back up to the Tip-X. But that's making sure that these tie rods, track rods, outer links, whatever you want to call them, are indeed the exact same length. Otherwise you will be slightly off on your measurements and your tracking will be back out. So let's just get this back on and see what happens. Right, okay, and then a matter of a click of the finger, we're back. This one under here is nice and tight, and this is now a 23 and not a 21. But I've tightened mine up to what I believe is the right spec, FT and FT. Now, I recommend that you guys go and, do your own research on torque settings and everything else, because I don't wish to be liable if you get hurt because you've over tightened this broke and it's come off, this is snapped, whatever. So, you either do it the way I've done it with a pinch of salt, unless you're, you know what you're doing. But mine, I haven't used a torque wrench, and I've done mine up to FT and FT. And that's about it, really. So, that's what it entails to change a track rod end, tie rod end link, whichever you used to call it. And, as I'm going to say, much love from me, and peace out.